Nigeria is on the verge of a major political and administrative shakeup. The Federal House of Representatives is considering the creation of 31 new states, one of which is the long-debated Lagoon State. But what does this mean for Nigeria, Lagos, and its people? Welcome to Africa Insight Official. Please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't. The House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution has put forward a proposal for the creation of 31 additional states across Nigeria. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu read this proposal on February 7, 2025, during a plenary session in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. If approved, this move would significantly alter Nigeria's political and administrative landscape, increasing the total number of states from 36 to 67. The proposal seeks to address demands for greater representation, economic viability, and regional balance in governance. The proposal is also expected to generate heated debates in both legislative and public discourse as it progresses through the constitutional amendment process. The proposed additional 31 new states are as follows. In the North Central region, there's Ogun State, Okura, and Confluent states, all in present-day Kogi State, Benue Ala and Apa State from present-day Benue State, and lastly, FCT State. In Northeast, there's Amana State to be carved out of present-day Adamawa State, Katagum from Bauchi State, Savannah State from present-day Borno State, and Muri State from present-day Taraba State. In Northwest, there's New Kaduna and Garara States from present-day Kaduna State, Tiga and Ari from present-day Kano State, and lastly, Kainji State from present-day Kebbi State. In the Southeast region, there is Atiti and Orashi as the sixth state in the Southeast, Ardada State from present-day Enugu State, Orlu from Imo State, and Aba State from present-day Abia State. In South-South, there is Ogoja State, which is carved out from the present-day Cross River State, Warri State from present-day Delta State, Ori and Obolo from present-day Rivers State. In the Southwest region is Turumbe from present-day Ondo State, Ibadan State out of the present-day Oyo State, Lagoon State from present-day Lagos State, Ijebu State from present-day Ogun State, and lastly, Oke Ogun Ijesha from present-day Oyo, Ogun, and Oshun states, respectively. In this video, our focus is mainly on the proposed Lagoon State to be carved out of present-day Lagos. The movement for Lagoon State dates back to 2012. Advocates argue that while Lagos has developed into a megacity which has blossomed and prospered, its rural parts have remained underdeveloped. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Babatunde Benson, led the Lagoon State movement, presenting its case in Ikorodu Town Hall. He claimed that Lagos State, as it is now, has been continuously shortchanged with the development of its rural areas and revenue allocation when compared with other states it was created with in 1967. A proposal to carve out a new autonomous state out of the current Lagos State was submitted to the House of Representatives Special Committee on Constitution Review in 2021. A representative of the Lagoon State movement asked the committee at the Southwest Zonal Public Hearing in Lagos on Wednesday, June 2, 2021, to expedite the creation of Lagoon State. It was argued that Lagos has been denied the privilege of being broken up like other Nigerian states to arrive at the current number of 36 states. It was also noted that the proposed Lagoon State has the ability and resources to be self-sustainable, better than some states that currently exist. The Lagoon State advocates said it is in their prayer that the National Assembly will take a special note of their agitation and grant approval. With an estimated 20 million people, Lagos is Nigeria's most populated and smallest state by land size, just 3,345 square kilometers. Advocates argue that breaking Lagos into two will allow better governance and development. Critics argue that most of Lagos's population is in the mainland, making the division impractical. Another major question: how will the Lagoon State sustain itself? The Lagoon State movement has been campaigning for over 10 years for a new autonomous state to cater to the rural communities, especially those along the coastal line. Ikorodu, Airpere, Koshofe, Shomolu, Apapa, Hedi Orsa, and Ibeju-Lekki local government areas of Lagos have in the past been listed as proposed communities that will break from Lagos and create Lagoon State. Creation of new states was a very common request made at all 4 days of zonal public hearings on constitutional amendment that took place all over the country between late May and June 2021. At the Lagos venue that fielded proposals from the public in Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states, many submitted requests for creation of new states, including a separate Iban state breaking away from the current Oyo state. Another request is for the creation of a Nioma state from the current Delta state, being pushed by Senator Ned Nwoko. The creation of new states is one of the items on the exclusive legislative list, which makes it the responsibility of the federal government. Many other groups complained at the hearings that the item be taken off the list because the federal government should not be in the position to address such matters. Although Lagos State in its present form has been the only geographical entity within Nigeria that has not been altered since its inception in 1967. Apart from the capital of Lagos State, moved from Lagos Island to Ikeja in February 1976, the state has more or less been intact. The issue of splitting the state into two and the cause for Lagoon State is a cause that should be pursued with a renewed vigor, irrespective of the size of the present Lagos state. The topography of Lagos, in a way, reminds me of the bridge coming from New Jersey, connecting to Manhattan in the United States. At one end of the bridge, you are in New Jersey, while at the other end of the bridge, you are at Manhattan, New York City, in the state of New York. The whole essence of having smaller or breaking a province or region into further smaller administrative units is to be closer to the grassroots. Lagos State, although small in size, is overwhelmed with developmental challenges. Lagos, a metropolitan state with about 18 million people, should not in any case be left to the perils of one administrative unit. Although the thought of breaking it into 8 administrative units may not make sense and may not be feasible due to the constraints of size. But let us put it in perspective. Lagos State's population is the size of Ondo, Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ekiti, and Kwara State all put together. That is 6 administrative units with all the paraphernalia of office, as well as having the status of a full-blown state to take care of the same population as is in Lagos State. To further buttress, what Lagos State gets from the Federation account is just below what Oyo State gets. This is 1 state out of the 6 states. So what is the way forward? Given Lagos State cannot be divided into 6 states. Thankfully, Lagos has a natural boundary, which is the lagoon. It separates the island areas from the mainland areas. This can be a starting point, but then critics and other opposing forces would argue that the majority of the 18 million souls in Lagos are mostly in the mainland, and that splitting the state into 2 would be an exercise in futility. The question is, where does the majority of those 18 million people work? Going by the way traffic tends to converge in Lagos every rush hour morning, there's every likelihood that a large swath of this population will work in Lagoon State or the island. With major massive projects in Lekki and the coastal areas, Lagoon State could attract massive investments. A special policy may be needed to ensure affordable housing and a livable wage. Well, we are all aware the island at the moment has existing infrastructures or is embarking on several mega projects, like the Eco-Atlantic City, Lekki Free Trade Zone, Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, Lekki International Airport, and other schemes to be built in and around the Lekki corridor. All these developments would require a lot of low-skilled personnel to operate and run all these industrial outlets and service industry. A clause may have to be included and entrenched into an employee's contract within Lagoon State that employers have to set aside a special fund that would help augment their workers in getting houses closer to work. Will Lagoon State finally become a reality, or is this just another political debate? What do you think? Should Lagos be split? Please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to Africa Insight Official for more updates. Like, share, and hit the notification bell.